evening, everybody. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to Music Lovers LTD, our Friday night show live. If y'all make some noise, music lovers, they'll start smiling. I guarantee you they will. They sure will. Yes. All right, let's get things started right about now. Let's get things started. Once again, good evening to everybody and welcome to our Friday night show, Music Lovers LTD. We have the privilege, we have the pleasure, we have the honor of being with someone being on us online, Mr. Billy Brown, the last living member of the Moments, the last living member of Ray Goodman and Brown. Would you guys give him a nice round of applause and welcome him to our show?
No, definitely.
Yay.
I mean, it's the same one from last week. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have to cut Kevin off here. You know, I don't know what he's doing. He's having a private conversation about spare ribs on our show. You know what I mean? Billy, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well, thank you. How about
Good.
yourself?
Listen, let's jump right into this. First of all, I want to ask you, how was your show last week in Chicago? Or was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was very good. It was very good. Yeah.
You guys, I got a report from the police that they're looking for the people who destroyed all those bodies up there in Chicago. Would you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that.
It's good to have you here, my brother. It's good to have you here. It really is. I'm going to start things off, and then I'm going to back out and let everybody introduce themselves and ask you their comments and or whatever. What are you, since you have a new group of Ray Goodman and Brown, am I correct? Is that what you're going by?
That's correct.
Okay. What and you also have a brand new, is that Ray Goodman and Brown or just yours by yourself? You have a brand new single.
Yeah, Billy Brown.
Okay. We're going to talk about that a little later. What are you looking to ascertain with this new group and with, I guess, the remainder of time that you're going to continue singing?
Well, I'm looking the same things that we're known for. You know, giving you some of that good old love, some of those good ballads, and that. Keep on till I can't do it. Nothing else to do.
Okay.
For 56. So I don't know what to do if I
I got you, brother. I got you. All right. Let me see. Drew, why don't you start things off? Introduce yourself and go ahead with your comment or what have you.
Mr. Billy Brown, thank you once again for joining us. It is an honor and a privilege just to be speaking to you. Let me start off by saying that new single is smooth as butter.
Well, thank you.
You're still relevant, without a doubt.
I've up with my old name, Orpheus Beckett, Charles Bo Huggins, Don Huggins, and teamed up with my old producer, Mr. Brown, who, he did the Limit album, and also he had the pleasure with Freddie Jackson, Melba. He's relevant.
Okay. Billy, let me ask you if you wouldn't mind going out and coming back in again, because we're hitting almost every other word that you're saying. We got you on film. I can see you, but we can't really hear what you're saying.
All right.
Okay. Go out and try to come back in again if you don't mind, bro.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay. While we're waiting on Billy, that was a good observation, Drew. And I sent it to everybody, the new single. I sent it to everybody. I hope everybody got a chance to listen to it. Hold on, Kev. Let me turn you back on again. Okay, there we go. My opinion is this really, like you said, smooth. Very, very smooth. And it has the flavor of the old moments, if you will. That's my opinion.
Mhm.
My opinion.
Yes.
Professor, did you get a chance to listen to it?
Unfortunately, no, I did not. I've been running around for the last couple of days, losing my mind, trying
Okay.
to get some things done. But I definitely have it,
Okay.
and I intend. So you're telling me I'm gonna fall out all over again?
Yes, yes, you will. Yes,
Probably
you
so.
will.
Probably so. Hey, babe.
Oh Lord!
Oh wow.
Oh Lord!
I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I have no idea. We just told Billy to go out and come back in again because we're hearing not only an echo, but it's he's like every other word. We're missing him. So keep trying, baby, if you would, please.
Hey, Professor,
Okay.
Yes.
I just got on the phone with Jay. He can't seem to get through. Anyway, so I'm gonna send it to him.
We're apparently this internet situation is not the absolute best, but it's all we got. I'm glad that George is still here with us. Billy is trying to get back in. Diane is having difficulties getting in, and I guess you
And
just
so
said
is
Jay is
Jay.
having trouble. You know what I
Jay's
mean?
having trouble too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Jay's
don't.
having,
I
just
have
call
no
me on the
idea. The
phone.
weather is nice. I don't know what the problem is. I have no idea. All I can do is just tell him to keep trying. That's what I just told
Right.
Diane. Keep trying to get in.
Yeah,
We're
they
not
may.
overloaded, so I don't know why we would even have an issue. You know. Here's Billy. Let me try to get back in. Hey, Billy, you're back again.
Hey.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
better?
Yeah, it was just cutting out every other word or so, so we really couldn't hear you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Drew, did Billy answer your question?
Yeah, could he make it up? Could he redo how that new song came together? Who was
Okay.
behind it and the idea behind it? Who wrote it?
Let's do this. Why don't you ask Billy the question again, and then he can go from that point.
Okay. Mr. Brown,
Yes, sir.
the latest single that you got, that new song, it's smooth. It's sweet.
Well,
I
thank
like
you.
it. Thank you
Thank
so much. But could you tell us a little bit about the creation of this song? How it come about? Who wrote it? The
you. Okay.
inspiration?
Well, this song is a song that we recorded it and we liked it. We recorded it with about 4 other songs, and
Okay.
this was the one that they thought would make some noise.
Okay.
You're so fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, according to everybody that I've talked to so far, it's making a little noise, bro.
It's number 4 in the UK already.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You said number 4?
Number 4 in the UK.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Really good applause, y'all.
Yeah.
That's awesome, my brother. That's
Really
awesome.
happy about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good question, Drew. Lamar, what you got, babe?
Um, my question is, before you started singing with Ray and Goodman, did you sing solo or did you how did you was you singing or not on your own?
Well, yeah. I was before Ray and Good. I was very Park, New Jersey. I was singing with a group. I had a group called Broadway. We recorded. We were the first black group, R&B group, to signed by records. So we had a record called "Going, Going, Gone," which did pretty good, you know. But they just for a tax, gave us these big things with every top name. What do you call it? Instrumental or whoever. We had Ray Barretto on sessions,
Oh, good
Benny
idea.
Bell, everybody, everybody. There was Pretty Purdy, a drummer and everything. But it was that's how I started. But where I really started was in my father's church. I was I'm a son of a preacher man.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I was raised in church. I sang in church, and it's something that that was and still is my first love right now. You know, I love gospel music. I love everything about it. I then I went to New York. We did a show with my group in New York at the Crystal Ballroom, and this writer of of uh, Not on the Outside, Larry Roberts, was there that night, and he came up and he said, "Hey man, you guys are great." He said, are you signed with anybody now?" And we had just gotten released by MGM, and so I told him, I said, "No," I said, "I'm not with anybody right now." You know, he says, "Well, look," he says, "I'm at a studio over in New Jersey, All Platinum Records." He says, "And I'm a writer over there." He says, "And a producer." He says, "Why don't you guys come up? They're looking for acts." I said, "Okay." Went up there one time, and you know, Sylvia, she didn't like the group. She liked me as a you know, solo artist.
Mm-hmm.
And she had written this Not on the Outside, and she said, I got this song for you. I got this song for you. I said, okay. And then that after that night, I never went back again. I never went back up there. And my sister and I, we shared a house in Asbury Park. And I was taking a bath. I was working for Ford Motor Company at that time as well. And I was taking a bath, and I heard WABC in New York. And it said the number 25 song in the city right now, Not on the Outside. I said, "What in the world?" Man, I got so upset I didn't know what to do, you know. I said, "My goodness." All this time I said, and I never went back, you know. And as fate would have it, when something's for you, if God has something for you, believe me, there's no way anybody's gonna stop it.
Amen.
I just happened. I had got off work early this particular night at from Ford Motor Company, and I went to this club that I frequented, a club called Big Bill's. And I walked in there, and the bartender there, Richard Hatchett, he was a very good friend of mine. He said, Billy, come here." I went over. He says, "Man," he said, "this guy came in here and left his card and told me to tell you if you came in here to stay here because he's went over to your sister's house, and you know, because he needs to talk to you." I said, "Okay." When he came back, I didn't. Before he came back, I left and went to another club up in this little town called Long Branch, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Went there and I stayed for about an hour. Came back and he said, "Billy, he just left again, man." He said, stay here." I said, "Oh," I said, "Okay." And I'm on the dance floor dancing with my girlfriend, and he walked in. He walks up to the stage. Come here." And I told him, "Wait a minute, wait a minute." He said, "Billy," he says, "Man," he said, "Joe and Sylvia Robinson just sent me down here to get you." I said, "What's up?" He says, "They want you to be the new lead singer for the Moments." I said, "What?" So he says, "Yeah." I thought he was joking. I really did. So he says, "No," he says, they sent me down here to get you." He says, "I'm gonna stay down here tonight." He says, "And I'm gonna pick you up in the morning, and we go back up to Englewood." I said, "Okay." So after after the club, we left the club, and he took me back over to my sister's house, and we stayed there. We stayed there for a little while. He went to his hotel, and that next morning, he told me, he said, "I'm going to pick you up at 9 in the morning." I said, "Okay." When he got there at 9 o'clock in the morning, I was still in the bed. My sister came and knocked on the door. Billy, Larry's here. He said he's waiting. He needs you. Come on, let's go." So I said, "Oh," that's when it dawned on me. He said, he must be for real." So what I did, I jumped up, took a shower, got in put on my clothes and everything, got in the car, and we drove up to Englewood. And Joe Robinson was in his office, and he said, "Hey man," I said, "Hey, how you doing?" So he said, "I'm doing good." He says, "Look," he says, "I guess Larry explained everything to you." I said, "Yeah." He told me, So anyway, he says, He says, "Well, what do you think?" I said, "Everything." I said, "Yeah, it's cool." He says, "I hear you got a good job." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I got a real good job." Yeah. So he says, "Look," he says, how much money you need?" So I said, "I don't know." I said, "I need a few $100, you know." So he said, "To get the things get things that you need." Yeah, I said, a couple $100. He went in his pocket and pulled out this roll of $100 bills and flipped me off five $100 bills and said, "Well, let's help. Well, let's take care of what you need." I said, "Yo, yeah, yeah." Back then, back in
Yeah.
1960, you took man give you $500 cash money. That's you got a
There's a
little
lot of
something
money in
there.
them days.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah. So we went through all that, and so uh, Al Goodman was already there. He was doing the Mickey part because Sylvia was with Mickey and Sylvia, Love Is Strange, and she was trying to she still wanted to do some singing. So Al was doing the Mickey part. So he says, "Look," he says, uh, I want you and Al." And he said, and they kept the other guy from the Moments that was from Washington D.C. Guy named Johnny Morgan. They put the three of us together and said, "Look, you guys got to go in rehearsal right away." And this was on a Tuesday. He says, "Because you guys got a show in Baltimore, Maryland, at the Civic Center this Friday." So I said, "What?" So I said, "Oh, all right." So we went and we rehearsed, and we were rehearsing all day, all night, trying to get everything together. And as fate would have it, when that Friday, uh, Not on the Outside went to number one, and man, that place was jammed packed. And when I had worked in front of crowds before, but nothing like this. I mean, like 6,000 people screaming little girls out there. And when they said, "Ladies and gentlemen, with the number one record in Baltimore, the Moments," and we walked out there, they screamed so loud. This honest God truth that my knees buckled. I said, "Oh my goodness," you know. And I said, "My goodness!" They went out there and sang Not on the Outside, and they were screaming and hollering, and we picked up all this money. And I said, "Oh, I like this." I said, "I really like this." So that was basically how it all started. And then they were talking
What
about
a story.
family. We're family, and blah blah this, that, and the other. All this. We're here for you, and that kind of thing. And I'm saying we're family. And later on, we got all these hit records after that. Sunday and just Love on 2A Street, all that stuff. And I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying I see them getting brand new cars, brand new houses, and I said we're supposed to be a family now. Where I haven't seen a royalty statement yet.
Wow.
So I'm saying, what in the world?
Well,
And
Billy, you're saying the same thing that the music lovers, this group here, and also George, we've heard this over and over and over and
yeah,
over and over
Yes.
again. It's
yeah,
it's a shame. It really is a
it is.
shame because there's enough out there for everybody, and you can tell that because the people on top had more than enough. You know
Right.
what I'm
Yes.
saying? Plus, it was the
Absolutely.
fact that you were the ones that was out there sweating and gyrating and all of that kind of
Right.
stuff. Not
Right.
that
Yeah,
you didn't like it, because I'm sure you did.
I
But
did.
my point is, there was enough there for everybody. Lamar, great question, man. Great question.
Yes.
Let me move over to the professor and see what. I got to unmute some people, and that's why we weren't getting that echo. I just muted everybody, and so now I'm gonna turn you
Oh,
back on. That echo just has disappeared. Where's the professor at? There she is. Let me get the professor in here. Go ahead, professor.
Woo!
all
There
right
she
now.
goes.
Mr.
There she
Brown,
goes.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know there'll be other people that definitely beg to differ about being the number one Moments fan,
Uh-huh.
but I'm one of them.
Oh, well, thank you.
Um, how did you meet Was it through Sylvia Robinson that you met Harry Ray and
Al Goodman.
Goodman.
Al Goodman?
Well, Al Good was already at the studio, Platinum Studios, when I got there. He was working with Sylvia. He was doing the Mickey part of Mickey and Sylvia, and Harry Ray would. I knew Harry. I lived in Asbury Park. He lived in Long Branch. He had a group called the Valtaires, and I had a group at that time called the Uniques, and we were rival groups in that area. We would have like a battle of the groups type thing down on the shore, and I knew Harry from there. We weren't really close, but I knew him at that time, you know. And then I went to this place called Monmouth Park Racetrack. I was there this particular day, and Harry was happened to be at the track, and he came over to me. He said, "Billy Brown." I said, "Look." I looked up. I said, "Hey." I said, "Hey, man." I said, "How you doing?" Just talking back and forth. He said, "Yeah, me and my group." He said, "We're getting ready to go to California. See if we can get us a break in this music business." I said, "Well, man," I said, "why don't you come up to uh, uh, All Platinum Records?" So he says, "Where you at?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Why don't you come up there?" I said, I said, "I can probably get you, get you to record or something." So he said, "You can?" I said, "Yeah." So he said, "When you want me to come?" I said, "Come tomorrow." Well, when tomorrow came, I hadn't got to the studio. I didn't get there till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and he had been there, and we were looking for a third guy because Johnny Morgan, Joe had fired Johnny Morgan like just like he did with the other three guys that was in the group, um, and so he says he got there and everything, and um, when I did get to the studio, Al came to me and said, "Billy, who is that guy that you told to come up here?" I said, "Oh, Harry Ray." I said, "He's been here already." So he said, "Yeah." He said, "Look," he said, "Man," he said, "he fit in perfect with us. He said he could sing." I said, "Yeah, he got a great voice." So he said, "Man, we got to go get him." I said, "Okay." So Sylvia and Joe was talking about, "Man, y'all go down there and get him. Go down there tonight and get him, get him, get him." So okay, went down, and I knew where he lived and everything, and went to his mother's house, and I asked, I said, "Is Harry here?" So she said, "No, he's not." She said he's probably at his girlfriend's house. So I said, "Well, if I missed him," I said, "could you tell him that Billy Brown and Al Goodman came by to talk to him?" So she said, "Okay." So she told me where his girlfriend lived. Went over there. They weren't there. So um, I went back to his mom's house and left the number for him and told him to call, the studio if he comes in tonight or tomorrow. So she said, "Okay." So he called and everything, and we told him to come up. So he came. He came up to the studio, and so we told Joe. Said, "Hey, Joe said, man," he said, "Look, the guy's looking for another guy. They need another third man." So he says, "Would you be interested in doing it?" So Harry said, "Oh man," he was hemming and hawing. He said, "Man," he said, "what about my group? I can't, I just can't leave my group and blah blah blah, this that and the other." So he said, "Look," he says, he went in his pocket again, went in his pocket and took 500, gave him 5 hit here. He says, "Look, will this help you? This help you make your mind up?" So Harry said, he looked at it and said, "Oh yeah." They said, "Yeah, I could do that." He says, "But you got to make me one promise that you'll record my guys." So he says, "Oh," Joe told him, "Yeah, we'll," told him everything, but, lying. "Yeah, well, I'm going to do that for you," and never did. But, that's how Harry uh, got into the group. And I was having problems with my vocals at that time as well, and we needed somebody. And so Harry sang. I was supposed to be doing this song, "If I Didn't Care" by the what was the name of the group? But anyway, If I didn't care more than words could say. And so Harry had to go in and record that. The only thing I did on that song was the end. That for you on the end.
Okay.
And that was the only thing I recorded on that song. And so that was the
Billy,
start of
Billy,
everything.
Billy,
Yeah.
let me just interject something right here real quickly, and then you can go back to finishing that story. As the
Okay.
professor would say, go on and sing, man. Go on and sing. Great question, Professor. Great question. Great question, Professor. Let's move. I see Jay has joined us. Jay, how you doing? Come on in.
I'm doing great. It's good to be on the show. It's good to see you, Mr. Brown.
Well, thank
And I can attest the professor being your number one fan because every time Ali plays a song by the Moments or Ray Goodman and Brown,
yeah,
somebody's college tuition gets paid. She has to contribute to somebody's college fund. Percussive. Every time.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Hey, so what did you think about Stacey Lattisaw singing your song?
You know what? Hey, it was fine with me. You know, what happened was we had I think it was a New Year's show or Christmas show down in Norfolk, Virginia, at the Scope, I think it was in Norfolk, and they were trying. We went to her and said, well, why don't we, why don't you and I, since you recorded it and I recorded, I recorded it and you recorded it, why don't we, go out here and do it together? And she got somewhat indignant and didn't want to do it. I'm saying, oh, wait a minute now, you talk like you act like you did this song first, and I said, okay, fine. I went out there. We went out there and I did the song. I guess she did it. I don't even remember. But I don't really didn't have a problem with it. I liked her rendition of it. She did a good job. But see, that's what I don't know what get into people sometimes. That's why I don't. That's why I stay to myself. And like I say, I don't have a lot of what we call, the word that we use so loosely these days is the word friend.
Okay.
I don't use that word friends all the time,
Gotcha.
Because everybody that pat you on the back, and hug you and all that, they're not your friends,
You're right.
they're not your, they always got some ulterior motives and in mind, but I like I say, I stay to myself and I do what I do, and I'm gone,
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Good question there, Jay. Good question. Let me move over to Kevin and see what he's got to say. Kev, go ahead.
Hey, Mr. Brown, my name's Kevin.
Hey, Kev.
And thanks for joining us tonight.
Good,
that song that you use with the Moments is just saying, Not on the Outside.
Right.
I scored a lot of home runs on that song. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I've heard that many a day.
That's pretty good, Kev. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, Kev.
I'm not gonna touch that. That's pretty good.
Hey, this group that you're with now, are you guys planning on coming to the Philadelphia area?
Oh yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, July 27th, we'll be at Gardner's Basin. That's down by Atlantic
City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be on the 27th of July.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
okay.
Be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but coming into the city of Philadelphia, I don't know. I'm going to talk to a couple of promoter friends of mine that I'm working with, and see if we can put something together to bring to Philadelphia. It would be.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
Okay. I sure will.
Well, Billy, I can tell you that Smoke is chomping at the gums to try to get on the show with you guys. Smoking the Ebonies.
Oh, Smoking the
Yeah,
Ebonies.
yeah. He's
How's he
chomping at.
doing?
He's doing well. He's doing well. I
Good.
mean, we talk every day or whatever the case is, but he wants to do another show like we did up in Cheltenham. I think it was a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah,
He
right.
was on that show. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's
chomping
a
at the bit.
good brother. He's a
Yeah,
good. I like him.
absolutely. If I could, everybody's listening. A good question there, Kev. What is? Let me do this. It's a two part, but it's basically one question.
Okay.
As the moments, yeah, I'll
Uh-huh.
do it this way. As the moments, what was your favorite song? And as Ray Goodman and Brown, what was your favorite song and why?
Well, as the moments, I would have to say, "Love on a Two-Way Street" was my favorite song
Okay,
because because of it gave us worldwide notoriety, so to speak.
right.
It was a song that that Joe, we weren't going to record it. I heard the song and I liked it because this young lady that was the secretary at the company, a girl named Leslie Valentine, she had recorded it, and I told Joe, I said, man, I like that song, man. So he said, Billy, you like that song? I said, yeah. He says that record, that song sold about 4 copies. I said, I don't give a darn how many copies it sold. I like the song. And this is honest to God truth. He was standing behind his desk, and he happened to have the 45 on his desk. And I was standing by the door to his office. He took, how you throw a frisbee?
Yeah.
He took that 45 and flipped it to me like that and said, here, since you like it so much, go in there and record it right now.
Wow.
So I said, okay, I will. And I went in there. I went in, and they got the track, put the track on, and I recorded that song. And man, we got so many calls, because we did it on this show called Soul.
Okay.
And so he said, and Joe said, since you like it so much, since y'all doing soul, he said, why don't you just tell, say before they start talking to you, when they start talking to you, just tell them we're going to sing our brand new single, Love on a Two-Way Street. So I did it.
Okay.
And the next day we had Johnny Alanka, who was a distributor in New York City at that time. He called Joe and said, hey man, look, y'all got to get these, get us some records in here. So he said, what are you talking about? He said, man, I got orders for about 100,000 from
wow.
from them doing that song last night.
Okay.
So I proved my point. Never got paid for it, but
I was trying to stay away from that area, Billy. I was trying to stay away from that. But what's your favorite? Okay. What's your favorite as Ray Goodman and Brown?
Ray Goodman and Brown. We had gone through so much with Joe and Sylvia and being at All Platinum. We went in the studio and when we did Inside of You.
Right.
And that song, I don't know what it was. We sat after we recorded it and everything and put the background on, and we sat down and we listened to it, and we sat there in the little side room, and we all sat there and we just broke down, and all three of us just started crying because we had gone through so much with Joe and Sylvia and going through all that mess with them.
Right.
They just it just touched our heart. I guess I just broke down.
Okay.
Broke down.
Okay.
So that was my favorite song by Ray Goodman and Brown.
Well, I tell you, my brother, it was almost like, and I guess it could be called that, a revival of the moments when you guys came out as Ray Goodman and Brown, and that classic old school doo-wop on the corner harmony brought a lot of ears to Ray Goodman and Brown. A lot of ears, because that we hadn't heard that type of thing from you guys since being the moments, but you didn't do it quite like that. So it was almost like Old Man River by the Temptations. You know how they broke all of that down? It was sort of like that. You know, man, I'm going to move over and let the professor get back in here because she's faint. She's about ready to faint, man. She's really about ready to faint. So I'm going to let her get back in here.
Okay.
Come on, Professor.
My play brother, God bless his soul.
Uh-huh.
I said, if it was ever anybody that loved you just as much as I did, it was him.
Oh, wow.
He, I guess he would be about 76 years old now, 76 or 77.
All right.
And he absolutely loved you guys. He had, when that album with Inside You came out,
Uh-huh.
he bought that album, and Lord knows it should run every time a needle gets near it. We must have played that thing to death.
Oh, wow.
And we in there trying to sing. We drinking and trying to sing.
That's a tough combination, baby. That's a tough combination.
But you know, everybody think they can get them parts when they've had a couple of drinks in.
Right.
Right.
Oh my God. I came close.
Good memory. Good memory, Professor.
But
Lamar,
yes,
let me
that's
come to you. Let me see
my
what you got,
favorite
Lamar.
too.
All right. Go ahead, Lamar.
My question would be, if you had to do it all over again, what wouldn't you do?
Good question, Lamar. Good question.
What wouldn't I do? If I had to do it all over again, do you know, even though all of the adversity that we had to endure by being with All Platinum and Joe and Sylvia Robinson, even though we went through a lot of changes, I don't think that I would change anything, because it's made me the man that I am today.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
It made me much more wiser. You know,
okay.
And you know, you can't. I'm not gonna let anybody hand me a line like that anymore. And you know, with that kind of, you know, they kind of, well, it was like going to school, I guess you could say.
Okay.
You know, school, and I learned a lot of things that maybe was at that time was hard to take. You know, but I just made up in my mind I would never get caught in a situation like that again.
Okay.
You know, I don't think I don't think I would change anything.
Okay.
Because I've learned a lot. You know, I paid the price, but I did learn from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good question, Lamar. Very good question. Let me move over. I'm sorry, Billy. Were you saying something? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's a very good question.
Yeah. Move over to Jay. Jay, what you got, babe?
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know, one time I was in Atlanta, Georgia for the Cool Jazz Festival.
Right.
I drove from Chester, Pennsylvania to Atlanta. And we got there, it was a sea of cars at Fulton County Stadium.
Right.
And we were frustrated with the parking. So we said, well, we're not going to go to the show tonight. We'll just catch Saturday and Sunday. So we went to Underground Atlanta.
Yeah.
You were Ray Goodman and Brown there. You were performing at Underground Atlanta.
Yeah.
And we went there and we put on a great show that night.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Do you remember performing Underground Atlanta? It was just a little club in there.
Scarlett O'Hara's.
I don't remember the name of the club, but you saved my night, you know, because you know.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Good memory, Jay. Good memory.
Yeah.
Jay, this is your story. You're supposed to remember the club, not him.
Yeah, but
well, there was like two clubs down there, but the popular club down there was Scarlett O'Hara's. Everybody worked that club. Everybody who was in show business worked that club.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good go, Jay. I'm gonna move over to Drew. Drew, go ahead, babe.
Yes, sir, Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
It is my understanding that you are a legend in that Long Branch, Asbury Park, Freehold area. I've been through there a few times. But what I dug up a little tidbit about one of the world's greatest rock and rollers opening for you once upon a time, by the name of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen, yep.
He opened for you. Way back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Man. That's amazing.
Years and
That's
years
awesome.
ago.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
And you did perform with him a few years ago before the pandemic as well?
Right, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Are
you guys friends, or do you communicate, or?
Yeah, Bruce and I went to the same high school.
Is that right?
Yeah, Freehold Regional High School.
I know. I'm familiar with Freehold. Wow.
As well. Huh?
Were you guys classmates, or?
We were. Well, I was a little bit ahead of Bruce. Bruce was when Bruce was a freshman, I was a junior.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story.
Yeah, but
Bruce
I'll tell you,
opening for you.
I've worked with him since, and I've worked with him since. As a matter of fact, about 7 years ago, down in Asbury Park, he was doing a like a surprise show at the Stone Pony, because that's where he used to play it all the time.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, and he was doing a surprise show there, and he and I did midnight hour, not midnight hour. When the night has come and the
Stand by me.
Stand by me.
Yeah, Stand by Me. We did Stand by Me together.
Wow.
And it was a great thing. And I'll tell you something about him. He's a very, very down to earth person. I mean, as big as he is, I mean, he don't walk around with bodyguards and all that kind of stuff. And he was telling me when he said, "Come on, man, let's take some pictures. It was like, come on. No, get in this picture. It was like that type of guy, He's just a regular down to earth guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys communicate often?
Well, we haven't not since about 4 years ago. Because I moved from Jersey to down here to where I'm at now, and down in North Carolina. And I really haven't had a chance to to see him or communicate with him at all.
Okay.
But
good question, Drew.
He has the respect of you. I mean, that's awesome. That he has the respect and the down homeness that you described. That's a good thing for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good question as usual, Drew. Yeah. Good question as usual. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? No, I didn't. Let me go back to Kevin and see what Kev's got going on. Kev, go ahead, bro.
Hey, Mr. Brown, when you was with the Moments,
right,
Lakem and Brown, did you do most of these singing with the group?
Yes, I did. Everything especially in the beginning. Sunday, Love on 2A Street, just everything that you heard after Not on the Outside, everything after Not on the Outside up until If I Didn't Care was me,
Okay.
Then Harry Ray came. I was having problems, and I was having problems with not only with my voice, but having problems with the company itself, with Joe and Sylvia Robin, because I was one that, I don't take kindly to a lot of mess. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Right.
What we gonna do?
Let's do it. Just one other thing. Just one other thing. I didn't tell my wife that you was a guest on tonight, because just like the professors, I can get her out of this room. So I never told her you was a guest.
Tell Renee I said, hey, Kev.
I will.
Good question, Kev. Good question. Billy, I know that George is still listening, and George and I are I would say fairly close, good friends. and we've talked, and you and I have talked because as you remember, I tried to reach you when I was in North Carolina, but I think
Right.
you was headed out for a show because
Right.
George had told me about the house. I wanted to come by the mansion and check you out. You know what I'm saying? So next time I come to North Kakalaki, I'm coming
Okay.
by the house.
All
But
right, you got
in
it.
this business, Bill,
Yeah.
all of us that the music lovers, but having talked to these artists, having talked to George Kerr and people like him,
Right.
I don't. Well, I guess I did understand because a greedy person is a greedy person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They're going to be
Exactly.
greedy no matter how much money they make or how many things they get or whatever the case is. But
Right.
at some point in time,
Mm-hmm.
at least I would hope or wish that they would say, let's give back to who gave it to us or who put us here. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know that you still harbor because you're a man of God, so I know it's not that
Right.
good, but I know you still harbor some ill feelings because they can't go away. They're things that happen to you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
you're right. I think the professor asked that question, or was it Jay? I'm not sure. Asked him what things you wouldn't change. Might have been Lamar. What things you wouldn't change, what things you
Right.
would change.
Mm-hmm.
It's a learning process, as you said.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now
Yeah.
I sang for a few minutes, but I'm in the disc jockey business.
Right.
People, and here's my example. People want you to come in and rock their party out, but they only want to give you a fish sandwich.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
So you expect me to rock it out so you had the best party in the world, but you
Mm.
only want to give me a fish sandwich. You don't want to pay me what I'm worth.
Exactly.
What advice, Billy, would
Uh,
you give any youngsters today? The world has changed today in the music business, totally changed. But what
exactly.
advice would you give the youngsters?
First of all, I would tell them the first thing is get yourself a good lawyer. That's first and foremost. Get yourself a good lawyer to read your contracts, things that you don't understand, because they can get that contracts. They write those contracts where they're giving it to you right here. You're getting look like you're getting everything right here, but a couple paragraphs later, it's all coming. They're getting it back in some clauses and that kind of thing down, and further down in the contract.
Okay,
So you know um, unless you're have went to school for law, you don't understand you don't understand that those things.
right,
You need
right.
somebody that can read those and decipher uh, the content of that contract. You need somebody to do that.
Okay,
You just can't. Oh yeah, I see. It's this, that, and the other. No, it's not like it's not straightforward. You
okay.
know. You know. That's the way it is out here. I'm gonna tell you, this music business is a dog eat dog business. I'm
Yes,
telling you.
yes,
I'm
yes,
telling you.
yes.
It is a dog eat dog business. You find some people in this business that are genuine. Just like I think in everything, you
Hmm.
find those that are shysters, and then you find those that mean well and
Right,
want to do good things. But
right.
it's far and few between. You know,
Exactly, exactly,
um,
exactly.
you have to be on top of your game.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's, and the only way to do that is to get yourself a good lawyer. That's what I would tell any of these young men, and hone your craft.
Okay, okay,
Hone your craft.
okay,
Get
okay.
get good at it. Get good at it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Practicing and that kind of thing. And hey, that's and like I said, that friend, don't just take that friend thing for the meaning of the word, true meaning
Right,
of
right,
friend.
right. Yeah, the sad part about it, Billy, and I'm going to move over to the professor in a few minutes because I don't want her to change her hair while we're sitting here talking to her. You know what I'm saying? But the sad thing about it is most of us, and I'm talking about the music lovers, LTD, yourself, George, most of us grew up in homes where people said they stuck their hand out and said, I'll take your word for it. If you shake on it, that's the way it is. And in
Right.
this business here, more than any other business, is one where you shaking and they stabbing you in the back at
In
the
the
same
back.
time.
Yeah, that's
At the
right.
same time. Let me move over to the professor here. Hold on a second. Go ahead, professor.
Okay. Do you have a book or a movie deal that you would entertain coming out?
I don't. I would entertain. I would entertain it if it came my way. I would gladly do it. You know, well, we would sit down and talk about it, you know, and come to terms. But I would love to do it. I really would. I would really love to do it. As far as a book is concerned, if I could have a ghost writer, I mean, I can give them give them everything that they thought they would need. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I've gone through, and I've seen, you know, with my own two eyes that I've seen, you know, in my lifetime. But I would entertain, you know, letting somebody write it. You know, let me give it to somebody. Let them write it. You know, get me a ghost writer.
Okay. Yeah. Good question there, Professor. Let me move over to Lamar. Lamar, go ahead, bro.
My question would be, would you take the time out to teach someone and train them
Good question.
on the way to sing?
I would if I see that they have the talent there, the desire, if they could sing. See, everybody that say they can sing can't believe me, can't sing, you know. and I'm speaking from personal experience. You know, I'm speaking from personal experience.
Right.
All those that talk, you know, think they can sing, you know, and they might be able to sing until you put them in that studio and you hit that button.
Right.
They see that red light on, and everything goes to pieces. You know, start singing and start singing in Z flat. You know, so you know but I would entertain that. I really would. I have a son, and it breaks my heart right now. I have a son, my oldest son, his name is Shane, who has had one of the sweetest voices that you would ever want to hear. This boy could, I mean, flat out sing.
Okay.
And 3 years ago, Thanksgiving Eve, I get a call that, you know, that he had a massive stroke.
Oh, Billy, I'm sorry.
Today he, even up until today, he can't walk nor
wow.
You know.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, man, it broke. My heart is still broken as of today.
You. Yeah.
Talk about it, not like I'm, you know,
I got you.
Tearing up.
That's all right, bro. That's all right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, and I know that Lamar didn't mean that in any disrespectful way. I'm sure he didn't.
Yeah.
I
don't take it that way. But then again, I got to say this. I want to let everybody to know this. My youngest son's middle son, his name is Joel's. He let's see, today is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. He was honored. He was with the national. He's a national honorary society.
Okay.
He is a straight A+ student.
Wow! Congratulations, man.
Yeah, 14.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
14 years old. Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's always a positive silver lining somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and then his brother, my older grandson, he's 17 years old, like 18 years old now.
Okay.
He well, he's a football player, and he was well, they call a Super 100 football players in the state of New Jersey. He just got an award for that, and he's got a lot of major colleges that are looking at him right now.
Fantastic.
So
Fantastic.
we're a lot of good things are coming.
That's great, man. That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Billy, we got a couple of minutes here, so we're gonna go around and everybody's gonna say their goodbyes. I'm gonna start off with Lamar. I'm gonna start off with you, babe. Go ahead.
Well, it was nice and enjoyable and a learnable experience just by talking with you, listening to you. And I'm just so glad I had the opportunity to meet you. Well, not in person, but on the screen.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here with us, and may God continue to bless you.
Well, thank you so very much. And I'm really glad to have met you somewhat informally, but I'm glad to have met your acquaintance, and I hope that we see each other down the road a piece.
All right, Jay, you up?
And God bless you as well.
Yeah, Jay, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's been real informative. We kind of, especially in our youth, we focus on just a song, but there's so much behind each and every song.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
And to your speaking of the business, what always comes to mind with me, Mary J. Blige. She was like one of the top entertainers, but while she was on top, she was still living in a housing project.
Yeah.
Public housing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because you think because they sound good, make good music, they're rich, but it's people on the inside that's getting all the loot.
Yeah.
Right.
So thank you, and each and every show we've had is it's been eye opening for me.
Yeah.
All right, Jay.
Okay, man. Thank you so very much.
Cool. Drew, coming at you, babe. Hold on 1 second. Let me move the mic up. There you go. Go ahead, Drew.
Billy Brown, thank you so much for sharing those riveting stories of the business, your career, your family. They were riveting stories, and I've learned a lot, and I look forward to seeing you and speaking with you later in Atlantic City this summer.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you so much.
All right, Drew. Kevin, you up next.
Mr. Brown,
yes,
once again, I thank you for joining us tonight and sharing your stories with us. A lot of things you said I never realized happened. And you can be able to come back again and speak with us.
Oh, yes. I would love to.
And speaking of your son, the football player, my grandson's in that same category down here in the state of Delaware. Matter of fact, he plays in the All-Star game next month, high school All-Star game, football.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's wonderful.
Right.
I wish him.
You see, Kev had to get that plug in there, didn't you? You see that, didn't you? Y'all saw that. Y'all saw to get that plug in there. Way to go, Kev. All right. Let me see. I'm going to bring you to the one who loves you the most, Billy. Come on, Professor.
Okay. All right.
I so appreciate you being here with us. I hope that you can come again. I hope that you come to Philly sometime soon. Maybe we'll get to meet.
Yeah.
And it's Friday night, and in my old tradition of Friday nights, I'm going to make me a cocktail and put on that Moment's Greatest Hits album and try to hit every damn note I can. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Billy, I'm telling you, after she gets off the phone, you can't reach her after that, boy. It's going to be hard.
You just made my night.
Listen, my brother, I thank you so much for your time. Listen, to the music lovers, anytime that I've called Billy over the years, he has always made himself available when he can. And I thank him for that, because as there are not many entertainers that you can call and say, hey, can we do this? Some of them think that they're just too big. They think they're too big. You know what I mean? Billy has always been right there and willing to support and what have you. I don't know if it's because he knows I'm a jock and I play his music. I don't know if he knows because Professor will fall out if he don't come. I don't know. But either way, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And my brother, I tip my hat and I thank you for everything that you've done musically and coming on my show, our show, not my show, but our show, to talk about the things that you're not going to find on the back of an album or on the insert of a CD. What you told us comes from the heart and from where you live at, and we appreciate that.
Thank you. I do this because of you. You've always treated great.
Thank you, my brother.
You've always been a good person. You know,
thank you.
I do it because of you. Because
now,
of you.
I'm not going to cut you off, but you can say that again a couple times if you like. Ain't no problem. You know?
Okay. I do it because of you.
I'll be talking to Smoke a little bit later. I'll tell him you said hello. And hopefully, Bill, if you get something in this area, let me know, because I'd love to tell the group and we come down and support you. You know what I mean?
All right. I'll let you know.
Okay, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Billy Brown, let's give him a nice round of applause if you don't mind. Huh? Come on.
God bless you. Thank you.
Hey, George, are you still there? I guess George is relaxing in the car. He didn't want nobody to know where he was. This is the Music Lovers LTD show on a Friday night. We're ending the month of May. This is the last day of May.
Yeah.
We're coming into Black Music Month next time we see you guys. We've got some real nice surprises. Next Friday is going to be Miss Blanche Paul, Billy Paul's wife. We're going to have her on next week to talk about Billy Paul's life and also her life with Billy Paul. So tune in for that. On the radio show side, there's going to be some specials coming, and I'll let you know on Facebook. We can't thank Billy Brown enough for hanging out with us. We really can. We love the moments. We love Billy Brown. And be sure to check out his new song. Billy, what is it again?
Girl, you're so fine.
Girl, you're so fine. Be sure to check that out. Billy, tell us how to do it. Tell them how to do it.
All you have to do is go to YouTube. It's on all platforms, all music platforms. Go to YouTube and type in Billy Brown, You're So Fine.
Go to YouTube, type in Billy Brown, the song You're So Fine. You should be able to hit it right there. All the members from Music Lovers Unlimited, if you like the song, put your right hand in the air. All right. You got something going on already, my brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, for all you folks out there in radio land and TV land, thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep fighting these technical difficulties. We're going to get it right one day. And at least you got the chance to see and hear Billy Brown, legendary Billy Brown. And you got a chance to see me, Lovers LTD. Tune in next Friday. God bless you all. Have a great, great weekend. Love you. Ciao.
Love you.